This time, we have EcoSnoop on our iPhone. Simply open EcoSnoop and snap a photo of the offense.
The offense!
GPS, EcoSnoop will tag the location of the case so that other EcoSnoopers can monitor the issue.
Notice how it's all in criminal terminology.
Aware. Once you've taken the photo, click Proceed, and EcoSnoop will ask you to select a category of the offense. Since this is about lights on, let's select Energy. As you can see on the next screen, we are given a couple of selections to better describe the case. This
the case!
Under off
and you go to the site, it says that.
So
it's all for criminal filing.
Give the offense
and they're already bringing in systems for spying on your neighbors, you name it, that are automated. And by law, all citizens will have to spy on each other.
By clicking on the Mine button on the bottom of the screen, I can quickly review all of the items I have submitted in the past and see if
I have submitted. I can't watch anymore. Get her off the screen. Get her off. Doesn't that airhead realize what she's conjuring? Look at that control freak. She's got the same look in her eyes as that reporter with the National Post in Canada that called for a global government to enforce one-child policies. The same day it was announced in papers all over the world, and the communist Chinese government called for it. This is how we spy on everyone. This is how you file the offense and the report. And then you go there and it's like, look at my neighbor. Their yard isn't cut properly. And it's vines growing around a tree like they're supposed to. Oh, but this person doesn't care if there's open-air genetic engineering being planted. This person doesn't care if DU's being used at proving grounds all over the country and the world. This person doesn't care if the government's completely out of control or secret arrests are going on or U.S. citizens are being tortured and already held in camps. We just had Dr. Paul Craig Roberts on listing it. The camps are already in the U.S. Special federal prisons. No due process. They don't care about that. Look, someone has their lights on. Look, there's an SUV. Stiletto. I don't know about these freaks with the review or this EcoSnoop, but I know what the fake environmentalists are around here. Bunch of control freaks who want to run your life. I'm going to come back and hit the decade of tyranny, and then I'm going to get into George Washington, which I know these people are really going to hate. Oh, my God, he owned slaves. Oh, my gosh. It's horrible. He was bad. Yeah, and they still own slaves in Africa and the Middle East. And George Washington wrote heavily on slavery and said that it should be abolished. And if you were going to have it, it should be like the Bible, where the slave owner was a slave to his slaves. It's not all the roots image. Slavery was a horrible institution. The point is, the West adopted it, but the West also tried to end it. You're not taught that by all the Ford Foundation people that want you to be a slave under communism. Have you read the Communist Manifesto? Have you read Hillary Clinton's now declassified treatise to Saul Alinsky about how she wants you to live in work brigades, basically? Incredible article written for Infowars.com. Hillary Clinton on Saul Alinsky, the revelation of the method. Good job to that person writing that. It's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I mean, it's like, communists are taking over. Oh, really? The imaginary kind? Oh, you mean the government openly, all of them being admitted communists? You mean them? Who all wrote their PhD thesis on communism and who are now setting it up? You mean them? But communism's for the people. Yeah, that the bankers send in to murder everybody and take their property. You idiots out there, I'm talking about new listeners, you better wake up fast, okay? We're going to go to break and come back with all this news. I want to tell you about eFoodsDirect.com. If you want to be dependent on the government, go ahead. If you're like me, you want firearms and storable food. Not that I'm clutching it and only relying on it like Obama said. People clutching their Bibles and their guns and everybody laughing. We'll soon get them. They're the last link between us and total control. The Red Terror. Oh, God, it's almost ours. Well, yes. No, they're just there in case I need them. The bitter clingers, clinging their Bibles and their guns. I got the storable food and the guns, high quality, because I have the responsibility to take care of my family. And if you think I trust the state and the government with all the stuff going on to do it, you're crazy. Give eFoodsDirect.com a call or check out their website, efoodsdirect.com. They got a bunch of new lines of great food, organic, you name it, super high quality, efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633, 800-409-5633. Continuing, there's also frontsight.com. Have you heard of the millionaire patriot, Dr. Ignatius Piazza, the founder of the Frontsight Firearms Training Institute? It's offering a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training to my listeners. Think of all the communist mothers out there who have their little disarmed children, little 10-year-old boys afraid of toy guns. They're hearing us talking about giving out free guns. Oh, I'm a little communist. I've trained my kids to be slaves and victims to the state, trained to be easy pickings for the red terror that's coming. Don't talk about firearms. This offer is only available for a limited time because Dr. Piazza is literally paying his own money out of pocket to be able to offer you this deal. And it won't last forever, so listen up. This is non-drill instructor, non-tough guy attitude, family training at the Firearms Training Institute. That's Front Sight, like the front of your rifle. Frontsight.com. Free men are armed. Slaves are disarmed. You ever figure that out? Frontsight.com. And finally, survivalseedbank.com. I believe in being self-sufficient, and I believe in training your children how to grow plants, even though soon they'll say it's a conspiracy theory that you can grow plants outside an agribusiness. They say it's a conspiracy theory that liberty's good, but the point is survivalseedbank.com, high-quality survival seed banks, non-GMO, non-hybrid seeds, great deal, survivalseedbank.com from the great folks at Solutions from Science, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. I'm going to go ahead and cover George Washington when we get back. Then I'm going to cover the decade of tyranny. And the decade coming up, the decade of resistance, and the decade after that, the decade of victory.